I think you might agree there are three names that will forever be associated with the year 2017. Harvey, Irma, and Maria. The names of the three hurricanes that caused devastation during the Atlantic hurricane season.
Yeah, the 2018 hurricane season doesn't begin until June 1st, but scientists are already working to make predictions so that you can be prepared. So, are you prepared? Well, David Shipley is the Director of Emergency Services in Wicomico County, and he's going to help us answer that question. He is joined by WBOC Chief Meteorologist Dan Satterfield, who's going to talk a little bit about the predicted hurricane season, which that's where we want to start, Dan.
Okay. Starts June 1st.
Yeah, what are we thinking?
I think, well, we don't have an El Nino, we don't have a La Nina. So all else being equal, we'd probably expect an average season. All else isn't equal, though. The oceans are the hottest they've ever been. That made a big difference last year, so we may very well see a fairly active season. That's something we're going to have to watch. I mean, that's the big problem these days.
So we're seeing articles saying that this could be as bad, if not worse, than last year, and you're saying it's because of how warm the water is.
Well, I think, you know, I'm not sure I believe those articles, but any hurricane that develops these days with very hot oceans has the potential to put down a lot more rainfall than maybe we saw in the past. If you get one over a really hot area of ocean, we have troubles. I just read a paper yesterday that said that about 15 inches of the rain from Harvey, which was 60 inches in some spots, could directly be contributed to the climate change warming of the Gulf of Mexico. That water was so hot. It was record levels. And when you talk about ocean water, the public tends to say, well, what's the sea surface temperature? Is it 80? We don't care about that as much as how deep that warm water is. And after the hurricane normally passes over an area, the water's too cool to produce another hurricane. With Harvey, the ocean was so hot in the Gulf, you could have had another hurricane the next week.
Oh my goodness.
All right, so David, let's talk a little bit about preparedness, and one of the things you want to talk about is what you have on the table here, and that is a radio? Yes,
it's a NOAA weather radio. It runs off both battery power and commercial power, and it's something that we promote that we wish every resident in the county had. It receives on a 24/7 basis emergency alerts, warnings, and watches that deal with extraordinary events as well as extraordinary weather events, which a tropical storm and also a hurricane would be. Now, it also has timeline information that it provides as well as preparedness activities that can be associated with those storms.
Yeah, and Dan, you've talked a bit about...
I am surprised at how many people don't know about this. I have 5 of those.
5? Yeah.
Just in case. 1, 2, or 3 on battery. They'll set you an alarm off if there's severe weather. Everyone should have one. Here's the thing. If we have a really big disaster and this guy is really busy, then we have power outages. And if we have, say, a windstorm or power outages, eventually those cell towers are going to go down. And so at some point you say, okay, I can't get TV. I can't get radio. I can't even get my phone to work because I don't have a cell tower, but that thing will still work for you. It will go off.
Okay, now I'm glad you said that because it's going to take a pretty extreme event to take all of that stuff out.
Yes, it would.
So before we get to that point, do I understand that we can register our cell phones to receive information?
That's correct. We have a cell phone registration portal that's on my department website, which is www.wicomicocounty.org/ES. You can go there, and there is a portal. Now, what you can do is register your cell phone, and that'll allow us to give you information, emergency information about something that happens locally in your neighborhood, as well as what might be happening in the county as a whole.
Now, we're talking specifically about hurricanes, but no matter what the season is, whether it's a winter storm or severe tornadoes, anything like that, you should always have an emergency kit.
That's correct, and an emergency kit should have in it enough food and water for 3 days to sustain everybody in the family for 3 days. It should be non-perishable food, and it should be a gallon of water a day for each person. And we always tell people, do not forget their pets. They have to eat and drink also. Okay. Now, the kit you should also have a couple of other things. For example, a first aid kit. It should also have this battery-operated NOAA weather radio should be part of that kit, and just stuff that could sustain you. And you can go to our website that I just mentioned, and we will have a whole lot more information that details what should be in that.
Right, and of course we'll have that link on delmarvalife.com so you can find that real easy. Have you ever been in a situation where you had to pull out your kit?
No, I have not.
So that's good news.
But I have one.
But you have one?
Yes, and the key is I also have one for my family. Because just like he indicated, I'm going to be the guy along with my staff that's in the Emergency Operations Center So I do not want to worry about my family, and we have that plan in place where they're going to be, so I know they're safe.
All right, so what if you do have to get out? Evacuation.
Well, evacuations are, something that are driven and we plan for in our emergency operation plan of the county. But evacuations are going to be associated with what area of the county it's going to be, and it also involves sheltering. But what we need to determine is the intensity of the storm. That is what is going to drive an evacuation. So we will monitor that on an ongoing basis for 5 days out of a storm that's going to affect the Delmarva Peninsula. We will start that 5 days out when that cone of uncertainty in air touches the Delmarva Peninsula. So when that happens, we will go ahead and make a determination about wind speed and storm surge. That's what's going to drive an evacuation. Yeah. In our county, we have manufactured homes and trailer parks. We have approximately 22 of those. When we get to hurricane sustained winds, we may recommend a local evacuation of those because of the damage that can occur. Now, we have already modeled storm surges up to 8 feet in this county. We have that done already.
I've seen that, yeah.
We've taken a look at that already. So we're ahead of that game. We know what population that is, okay? And we can put that information out to them.
So I could sit and talk to you all day long. I could. Dan, he was talking about the cone of uncertainty when a storm is approaching.
Yep.
You have all the tools you need to try to make that cone of uncertainty as certain as possible. So
yeah, we do. And the way that cone of that cone you see during hurricane season, people don't realize where that comes from. They take the average error of the hurricane forecast out so many days, and that's the width of that cone.
Okay.
So if, say, the average error on a forecast over the last, say, 10 years is 150 miles at 5 days, then the width of that cone at 5 days forecast is going to be 150 miles. Right. By the way, that cone has been getting smaller and narrower and narrower. The forecasts are a lot better. You know, the forecasts that aren't getting better is the intensity forecast. Right. We know where it's going to go pretty well now. Sometimes we get surprised, but the intensity still surprises us.
It's so fluid. There's so many things.
Yeah, well, it can go over a warm area of ocean and get strong. The wind shear can come up. That is, forecasting intensity is a real problem still.
WBOC Chief Meteorologist Dan Satterfield, Dave Shipley from Wycomico Emergency Management. Hopefully, you guys don't have to deal with all of this this summer.
Exactly.
I could use a break like Sunny for a month.
Okay.